was huge interest in the 2006 championship. History was in the air. From the moment Cork had retained their All-Ireland the previous year, the talk was about a possible 3 in a row. A feat not achieved since the same county's success in 1978. Manager John Allen and his players refused even to discuss the possibility of a rebel treble, but a place in the record books beckoned. Cork would be relying on virtually the same team that had won back-to-back All-Irelands. Showing remarkable consistency, they started powerfully with a big win against their recent rivals Clare to reach the provincial decider. This would be that most traditional of Munster finals, Cork Tip in Thurles, birthplace of the GAA. Opponents Tipperary had a familiar face back in charge. Babs Keating had led them to All-Irelands in his previous spell, and his return raised expectations that the county could avenge the 2005 defeat.
And the 117th Munster Hurling Final for 2006, that is, gets underway. The 75th time that these two counties have met in the decider. And straight away it's Tipperary trying to gain primary advantage here, and Conor O'Mahony drives it away down the field, switches inside, runs on there, Fitzgerald trying to get inside, kicking it off the goalkeeper. Donald O'Cusack getting in the way there of Diarmuid Fitzgerald, denying him a certain goal chance. Blistering start here, ran all the way through, uncertainty at the back, and Diarmuid Fitzgerald just got by Diarmuid O'Sullivan, but was very grateful to see Donald O'Cusack come out. Owen Kelly still given the job of taking the freeze. That's a very good start. Tipperary trying to apply the pressure early on. Cork trying to come to grips with it. Held onto there by John O'Brien from Toomey Vara. Inside towards Fitzgerald again, breaks away towards Lark Corbett. As he did in the last match, he's cracked another! 2 goals in 2 games for Lark Corbett. Well, again, misunderstanding at the back by Cork, but credit to diagonal running across of Lark Corbett, picked it up beautifully and swept it in past Donald O'Cusack, and Tipperary have made a dream start. Back here, Jerry O'Connor over the bar. Cork's first score. It's a flying start to this match. This is Brian Murphy, the Bride Rovers player, linking up with Sean O'Halpine, sweeping it back downfield once again. Eamon Corcoran trying to bat it down to a colleague. It went loose. McCarthy got there first, then Joe Dean, 45 metres out. Paul Kelly was after him but left him loose, and Joe Dean puts it over the bar, and it's a second for Joe Dean. And Cork have eaten into the Tipperary lead. There's only 1 between them. That's where Cork were showing their ability to scrap, their ability to play as a team, working together. And when they do that well, they do it probably better than most around. Ronan Curran here, keeping it away from Ger O'Grady. Knocked down here well by Ben O'Connor. Keeping it on the ground to Niall McCarthy. On his left-hand side, miss-hit. Still gets it in towards Cian O'Connor. It runs to Brian Corcoran, to Dean, chance to bat it, runs loose, swept outside and swept in, and it's Brian Corcoran who's got it. 12 minutes gone, and Brian Corcoran, after all the hesitation in the Tipperary defence, gets another goal. His 6th goal in the championship. This should have been cleared, it wasn't. Dean back across the face of goal, that's where they should have got it out, but that's where Brian Corcoran was at his most decisive, lethal finish, and the number 14 cracks it home, and Cork lead by 1-3 to 1-1. The response from Tipperary, however, is impressive, and John O'Brien gets the point, his first of the afternoon, to narrow it to just a 1-point game. This is John Carroll, needs to get into this game, runs on there beautifully, Kelly, good save, Donald O'Cusack denying Owen Kelly,
both full backlines under a bit of pressure. Owen Kelly shows all his strength here. A little snapshot, probably just the right height for Don Logan. A nice sharp save.
Well, Tipperary showing that if they get good primary ball into the inside forward line, they can cause problems. That's Redzer O'Grady. Beautifully taken down here. It's Kelly inevitably. Outside here to John Carroll. Hitting it quickly. Off the post and over the bar. Good point. John Carroll, good response there by the Ross Gray player. Owen Kelly involved. Diarmuid O'Sullivan, pressure applied at him. Help coming in there from Pat Mulcahy. Team captain this year, of course. Still Mulcahy. Loose player ahead of him. That's Tom Kenny. Cross to Timmy McCarthy. One of those who failed to score against Clare but did a lot of good things. Ben O'Connor. This time he measures it to perfection over the bar. Great score by Ben O'Connor. Two between them again. Again they angle that ball across. Brian Murphy has read the intentions. Owen Kelly arriving late for duty. Murphy getting there first. Did he turn around and take too many steps? The fans thought so. Tipperary fans, mind you. That's Ronan Curran. Across towards Ben O'Connor once again. Taking Paul Ormond out with him. Next challenge is going to come in from the other Paul Kelly. It's Timmy McCarthy now. Hand passing it to a loose player. It's Tom Kenny once again. This time freeing it forward towards Ben O'Connor. Coming in at an angle. What a shot, what a goal! It seemed almost impossible from the angle at which he was approaching Brendan Cummins' goal, but Ben O'Connor has cracked in another.
And Gerard, that's the team play of Cork at its best. Timmy McCarthy hand pass to Tom Kenny onto Ben O'Connor, and even though he doesn't look to be running that freely with that injury, crashed the ball into net when he got the chance. Great goal by Cork.
Possession regained by John O'Brien. On towards John Carroll. Little race for this one, facing back towards his own goal is Pat Mulcahy. He's left it there to Lark Corbett. Lark Corbett recent side to Fitzgerald. Oh, it comes off the goalkeeper, and an amazing intervention there by Donald O'Cusack, who once again denies Diarmuid Fitzgerald. That's the second time in the game so far.
Yeah, Joe, really should have been a goal. Lark Corbett did very, very well here, and a beautiful pass inside. Great vision, and Diarmuid really should have put it away, but Donald did well, stood his ground.
Oh, that's bounced very dangerously. John Gardner all the way off the stick of Brendan Cummins and up and over the bar. Here's Jerry O'Connor again, this time fumbles. This time it's taken up by Paul Kelly. And this time Paul Kelly lets fly and puts it over. He'll be remembered for the 7 points he got in last year's Munster final. Well, that's a start, and it means there's only 2 between them. At least 2 minutes of stoppage time will be played. And it's 2-6 to 1-8, and it's Tipperary again trying to engineer something, and Diarmuid Fitzgerald this time says, I stood my ground, and that should be a free the other way.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him going for a goal here,
He
Gerard.
might.
I think he's going to go for it.
He's happy to put it over and level the game, and they are level for the first time. And Owen Kelly has got 5 points. All of them are from frees. Niall McCarthy dragged back, free to Cork. Any little indiscretion like that's going to be penalised. This once again here is a lovely takedown by Niall McCarthy. Then a little collision immediately afterwards, and Joe Dean comes out to take the freeze. Joe's shot going left and then curling in over the bar. We were right behind it. It was heading outside, and the wind then curled it in right between the posts, and advantage Cork started the second half.
I think it's very important that Tipperary get the next score and get back and impose themselves in this game. Do they want to win this Munster final? Because they just started the second half very lacklustre.
Broken down once again here. Tipperary trying to gain the edge, and it's John Carroll coming thundering through here. Oh, Halpin's after him, and that's over the bar. Good score. Tipperary will feel they needed that badly. First of the second half. Huge one downfield. It's 1 against 1. Coming across to take Brian Murphy. Needs the goalkeeper. Donald Cusack. Out to a loose player, Ronan Curran. They work it once again in measured fashion to Tom Kenny. Big one into the inside forward line. 2 inside there. No great width. Well covered there by Eamon Corcoran. Gets it out here, but Paul Orman could be in difficulty with Ben O'Connor present. Into the corner he goes. Taken out there, looking for a free player. Brian Corcoran gets the shot in, gets the point. It's an excellent score. A goal and a point for Brian Corcoran. Tom Kenny challenged there by Paul Kelly. Low this time towards Ben O'Connor, runs beyond him. Jerry O'Connor trying to make life difficult for Paul Ormond. Stands his ground well. He's a strongly built fellow. Up to another strong fellow on the 40, Redzer O'Grady. Breaks inside towards Owen Kelly. Trying to skip away from the challenge of Brian Murphy. Over his shoulder. That's a beauty! The levelling score. The first from play by Owen Kelly. 7 for the day. That's left behind there by Fanning for Joe Dean, and Joe Dean seizes on the chance and puts it over the bar. 5 points for Joe Dean from 5 shots. John Gardner again. Tom Kenny trying to control it this time. Paul Kelly was coming in. Kenny still. Mulcahy angling it across here. Joe Dean trying to get first run ahead of Declan Fanning. Trying to do a little dodge. Trying to deceptively take his way in here. Swinging it beautifully and over the bar. He's a master of that. Remember the semi-final against Clare. He's just knocked over his 6th point of the afternoon. Cork 2-11, Tipperary 1-12 in points. Cork 17, Tip 15, and as I speak, it's eaten into once again, and it's Lar Corbett. Well, he hasn't scored for a long time, but it's a goal and a point now for Lar. And don't anybody tell you that the Munster Championship still doesn't mean as much as ever. For the 30 players in action right now, it means everything there is, and there's 5 minutes left, and there are 2 points between them as Maloney tries to set up a chance here for Benny Dunn. Letting fly, and he's put it over the bar, and there's just 1 between them. This is Eamon Corcoran kicking it away into space just to put the pressure back on Cork, the defending champions, leading by 1. Into the corner it goes towards Diarmuid Fitzgerald. The other Diarmuid, O'Sullivan's after him, trying to make a better angle. Inside dangerously. Saved by the goalkeeper, and Owen Kelly is once again denied by Donald O'Cusack. Pressure on Eamon Corcoran, bats it. Orman comes out from corner back, spills loose towards Joe Dean, needing a support player. Ben O'Connor towards Jerry O'Connor, trying to work his way through, looking for something from the referee. Comes back out here once again towards the new man in, Kieran Murphy, under pressure, drives it high. It's over the bar! What an amazing substitution! Breaks through, Joe Dean, stopped by Brendan Cummins, and the referee's going to throw the ball in. That was another late chance there for Cork, and in particular for Joe Dean, but credit Brendan Cummins, got down really well on this one here.
Joe Dean is deadly in those situations. A little flick, I think it was a bit of a... Yeah, Ben O'Connor pulled a wild stroke there on Diarmuid Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald is down.
Oh, the referee, Dickie Murphy, blows, and that's it! Cork are once again the Munster Hurling champions. That's the 50th time they've achieved that. A very notable honour for a wonderful team, a wonderful group of players who play so well as a team. It's Cork 2-14, Tipperary 1-14. So the Munster Cup is retained by Cork, and they make another little piece of history. Title number 50.
The county given the best chance of stopping Cork was old rivals Kilkenny. Manager Brian Cody had reshaped his team. With a formidable blend of emerging young talent and established stars like Henry Shefflin, Kilkenny moved comfortably to the Leinster final. The champions were hot favourites, but opponents Wexford had saved their best performances in the previous 2 years for their clash with the neighbours. Could they pull another top display out of the hat? Would it be enough?
It's a bit messy in this early stages. Good block down. Well recovered by James Cha Fitzpatrick. First point for the Ballyhale Shamrocks man.
Well, a good score there by James Fitzpatrick, made by John Tenson, made a great run from the puck out, and I was surprised that Damien Henry hit it straight down the middle.
Nice work by Nolan, cutting inside. The call is for Mitch. Mitch has it, 2 Kilkenny defenders around him, has to come back outside, lays it off, fires Stephen Doyle. Wexford using the hand pass to good effect. Sending it high and sending it over the bar. They really had to work very hard, but finally Rory Jacob opens up Wexford's account. Breaking ball again. Dermot Kerwin didn't like the challenge. It's going to be taken by Declan Ruth. Scored 2 points against Offaly, one of the more experienced players Slaney side at the moment in his 10th championship season. Certainly has plenty of height, and he has the accuracy. Good score. Level for the first time after 13 minutes of play. Michael Rice beginning to blossom here on the wing, a little bit more prominent. Nice ball inside, first Martin Comerford bearing down in goal. The pass inside is pulled out. Oh, what a finish by Henry Shefflin. Beautiful, beautiful hurling. What combination. Comerford, the height was an advantage. He sought and found Henry, but look at this, first time pull. Damien, the great Damien Fitzhenry, hardly saw this. Absolutely scintillating hurling from Kilkenny. Rory Jacob. Change of the direction over towards Stephen Doyle from Aula to Bala. Noel Hickey has his path to goal blocked. Another crossfield ball. Well gathered superbly by Rory McCarthy. Can he find room to shoot? It's in there. Kieran Kenny was fouled, and it looks like it's going to be a penalty. Just watch this again. McCarthy gathered it. I think it was Owen Quigley that was coming inside as well. And it was Owen Quigley that was fouled. And it's Damien Fitzhenry that has come out from his goal. We saw Davy Fitz from Clare do this before, way back in '95 in the Munster final against Limerick. 11 years later, it's Damien Fitzhenry, first half, against Kilkenny. Sends it over the bar.
Well, a little bit of an anticlimax there. I think he slightly slipped maybe when he picked the ball, but you know, he had every intention of going for the goal, but better to get a point than have it stopped by the Kilkenny players.
Darren Stamp is waiting for it, but it's Declan Ruth that's in the thick of it. Defending himself well, his own Larkin. And passes it back for Michael Rice. Good effort by Rice. Again, just dropping in, and Damien Fitzhenry, with his full back line a little bit exposed, bats it out. Comes to Shefflin. It should have been another goal. Owen Larkin set up Henry, and rather unusually, Shefflin misses again. JJ Delaney is first to the ball, despite the great work of Rory Jacob. Good ball fires Eddie Brennan. Launches this one. Inside is Henry Shefflin. Martin Comerford is there too. Damien Fitzhenry did come off his line. It's Comerford. Fitzhenry is still not there, and it's over the bar. There's not just a concern in the Wexford full backline, there's downright panic when the ball is dropped in quickly. Comerford and Shefflin between them, tearing Wexford apart. There's trouble now again as Eddie Brennan bears down on the Wexford goal and lashes that over the bar. for his second point. Well, you can see why Eddie Brennan is back on the starting 15. He's regained the form that gave him an All-Star back in 2003. Scramble over there, which Richie Keogh did well to keep it in. Good play here by Doyle. Flicks it inside. Far as Michael Jacob, out in front of the Cusack stand, sends it over the bar. Son of Mick Jacob, Wexford's very first All-Star back in 1972. Started against Offaly but lost his place for today's final. But maybe showing that he really is anxious to get back on the starting 15. Good score. Henry Shefflin. Good work again by Rossiter. He's leading by example, the captain, from all at the back. Down towards Rory Jacob. Trying to skip away from Donncha Cody. 3 Kilkenny, 4 Kilkenny after him. Still Jacob, shot! Brilliant goal! It's the goal that they needed, and they needed it badly. Rory Jacob took off on a fabulous run. It's the only way to take on the Kilkenny Cats, is run at them, and this he did. Donncha Cody was after him. In comes Tommy Walsh. They couldn't stop him, and neither could James McGarry. Fabulous goal.
Brilliant goal, look at her, Marty. And you know, when the chips came down in the last couple of metres, he had the presence of mind just to hit it one-handed. Very difficult to hook, just to hurry out in front, and a great goal, and Wexford backing it now.
This is James Chow Fitzpatrick having a lash and having a successful one. His second point this Leinster final. It's a good response. Race for possession again between Eddie Brennan and Diarmuid Lig. Brennan stepped over the sideline. Martin Comerford dropping this in. Damien Fitzhenry comes out. Stopped on the line by Doc O'Connor. Oh. And that would certainly have finished this contest. Comes back outside for Martin Comerford. Uses the long grip to send that one over the bar for his third point from play. Corner forward from O'Loughlin Gales in Kilkenny City. But an anxious moment here for Wexford. As this ball dropped in, Damien Fitzhenry was under pressure, came off his line, and for the second time batted it out. Doc O'Connor just barely keeping it out. More pressure. Henry Shefflin hit a fair shoulder, turns onto his left and sends it over the bar for his first point from play. Goal and 6 points for Henry Shefflin. 114 for Kilkenny. Comes down towards James Chow Fitzpatrick, knocked away. Pressure just relieved momentarily and sent back by Richie Power. Good score by the substitute. And his father won an All-Ireland medal, and of course Richie, most talented forward, down towards Stephen Doyle. Did well to get it. Leaves it back once more for as Mossy Mahan. Chance here for Michael Jacob, and it swings just inside the posts. Third point for Michael Jacob. He's done well actually since being introduced, and it gives Kilkenny just a 6-point advantage. It's this ball sent in. McGarry did well and concedes the 65. Shot from Michael Doyle, just keeping the Kilkenny goalkeeper on his toes. Here's the reverse angle, and McGarry had to be on his toes because this was dropping in. Good save. Declan Ruth dropping this one in. Needs a connection. Gathered. There's a chance here. Referee says no foul, and it's cleared. Comes back outside. Oh, great defending by Tommy Walsh. That's the sort of championship hurling you would expect. Fabulous play by the left half back, and then with great intelligence puts it into the path of Henry Shefflin at the far side. As Kilkenny go for another score, this one is dropping in over Damien Fitzhenry's crossbar. At this stage, I think Wexford have given it everything, but they're not going to change that scoreboard at this very late stage. Another ball dropped in towards Tommy Walsh. It's there for Rory McCarthy. If he can get a touch, there's a chance of a goal. Scored by Michael Jacob. Well, they'll wonder down in Wexford why Michael Jacob wasn't started. 26 points to 18. It's an 8-point victory for Kilkenny. And certainly for Henry Shefflin, who scored a goal and 7 points. The goal after 19 minutes set the journey out for Kilkenny. Full-time score here in Croke Park. Kilkenny 1 goal and 23 points. Wexford 2 goals and 12.
So Kilkenny moved smoothly into the quarter-finals and straight into some unfinished business. On the way to reaching last year's All-Ireland final, Galway had won a thrilling semi-final against the Leinster champions. Now they were again drawn together. Galway had come through the qualifier rounds, scoring 12 goals in 3 matches. But how would they fare against their opponents, rebuilt after 2005? This time the venue was Thurles, where Kilkenny had established an intimidating record, including a 19-point demolition of the same opponents in 2004.
Michael Kavanagh, former All-Star. Distribution is not great, and here comes Ger Farragher. Galway hoping for an early score. Nice easy point. A nice easy familiar style of Damien Hayes. Level after just a minute and about 7 seconds. Won an All-Ireland club with Portumna on St. Patrick's Day. Down for his centre half back John Tennyson, who's impressed in the league and indeed the championship so far. Again, the distribution not a great one. David Ford lays it off, fires Alan Kearns. Kearns goes for the point and it sails over the crossbar for his second point. Well, he's a man who scored 4 goals and 2 points against Laois. So it's not just on the training field that Alan Kearns is producing it at the moment. Cha Fitzpatrick intercepting, powering his way through, has to go back outside for his Derek Ling. This one is dropping in and Liam Donoghue can do very little about it. Over the bar, level for the 3rd time after 8.5 minutes, thanks to the Urlingford star from midfield, All-Star in 2002 and 2003. Trying to kick it forward was Cathal Connolly. A foul there by the Galway man. And you can see things are getting a little bit heated here. And the yellow card produced.
Yeah, and interesting, Marty, to see Cha Fitzpatrick taking these long frees. Normally DJ would have taken them with Shefflin taking the nearer one, so resting on Cha's shoulders today.
Cha dropping this one in. Goalkeeper Liam Donoghue has left it slip through his fingers and the ball is in the net. All the way from midfield from a simple free that really should have been batted out. Liam Donoghue here going up for it and just off the tips of his fingertips under the crossbar and into the net. Here's Henry Shefflin hitting this on the left and sending it over the bar. That's his first point from play. Puck out by Liam Donoghue. Comes down for his Alan Kearns. Dispossessed by Cha Fitzpatrick. John Tennyson. Gone past the goal by 45. Lays it for his Eddie Brennan. Tests out the goalkeeper, and Liam Donoghue did very well. It was an awful ball for any goalkeeper, skidding off the surface. And there's a certain nervousness in that Galway defence at the moment, and a little bit of worry as well as Henry Shefflin scores his 6th point. And at the moment, you'd have to say that Galway are in deep trouble around the midfield area, and particularly at left half back. Well, I think again, from sources I have in Kilkenny, they are aware that Galway adopted a man-marking approach last year, and it certainly worked for them, and they were very determined to make sure it didn't happen this year. Here's a chance. Goal coming up. Yes! Aidan Fogarty from the Emeralds Club in Urlingford. didn't start the Leinster final. The depth of talent in Kilkenny is shown.
It looks to me that this is a pre-plan by Kilkenny. They're moving their forward line all around the place. Owen Larkin's now at centre forward, Comfort at full forward, and it's very, very hard to know what to do with that and make changes to counteract it.
Henry Shefflin is still residing at right half forward, having a shot, and it's sending it over the bar. Tony O'Gregan could do nothing about it. Now on his 7th point, and if you're interested in statistics, that's 4 points from play, 3 points from frees. Henry Shefflin underneath it, without a Hurley, lays it off. Chance here of another score, and that looks good. No, it doesn't. Yes, it does. Owen Larkin sending that one over the bar. Down far as Eddie Brennan, who's now, well, you really don't know where they're playing at the moment. Comerford now seems to be gone back in full forward with Eddie Brennan on the wing. This is Owen Larkin. Needs a little bit of help. There are plenty of Galway defenders there. Larkin kicks it forward. More danger for Galway here, and that is over the bar, off the stick of Martin Comerford. Fergal Healy did very well. Under pressure gets it far as Alan Kearns. Healy is on the ground, a little bit injured, I'm pretty sure, just off screen at the moment. Damien Hayes continues to work hard, feeds Ger Farher, and that's over the bar.
I think this was the belt here that Fergal Healy got, and he took a heavy knock, and in fairness to him, he played under before he went down. He took a bad knock there.
Breaking ball comes down once more to Owen Larkin. Cha Fitzpatrick calls for it, far side, and Cha raises another white flag. That's a goal and 2 points now. James Cha Fitzpatrick. Ollie Canning needing the help of Damien Joyce. Feeds Derek Hardiman. Good ball. Well gathered by Eugene Clunan. It's there for Galway. Let's just watch this again as this ball broke down for Eugene Clunan. Great catch inside. Ball came out here, and it was in fact Niall Healy who rattled the back of the net. Good goal. Alan Kearns trying to knock it down. Once again, Galway have possession. This one is floating more accurately over the crossbar, off the stick of David Tierney.
Yeah, he's done well, Marty, since he's come in. Lovely simple point off his hurl there.
Oh, there's a pull there by Derek Ling, and Derek Hardiman saw it as well. And certainly Ling could be in trouble here if the linesman spotted it. It's Johnny Ryan from Tipperary. Brian Cody immediately having a word with the linesman, and off camera Brian Cody is having a debate with the linesman, but the referee has called Derek Ling aside, and there's a yellow card, and there's more to follow.
Wasn't that malicious, it was down low on the leg, but a yellow card offence, and silly from his point of view.
Absolutely. Back fires Eddie Brennan. Nice flick back, beautiful. Fires JJ Delaney. Crossfield ball for Martin Comerford. Point on its way, straight over the crossbar for Martin Comerford, his second of this quarter-final.
Simple hurling, 2 diagonal balls, you can't do anything about that.
No soft freeze being given here. Damien Joyce. Back fires Derek Hardiman.
Go, Hickey, go!
Sprays it over to the far side towards Eugene Clunan.
Go, go,
That's not a bad ball. Tierney's underneath it. David Tierney with a goal and 2 points since he's been introduced. And there'll be now question mark surely why he wasn't started, because this is the point that you and I have been talking about, that when it comes to the big games, when the real crunch arrives, you have to have the players that have done it in the past. Now let's see what they're made of. Here's Ger Farragher. Gone inside is Alan Kearns, wanted it quickly and gets it into the space. Two Kilkenny players come across. Noel Hickey says, I'll deal with him. Alan Kearns looking around. They try to open up another opportunity here. Here's Niall Healy, scored 3 last year, leaves it off to Cloonan. Cloonan going for a goal. Well, Hook tries again, saved by McGarry, and the ball is into net. They're on a rock and roll journey here, Galway.
Yeah, Kilkenny Raggan was in the square, and the free out has been given Marty for a square ball, and it is a square ball.
It is a square ball. Here's Niall Healy. Hayes is to his right. This is Damien, difficult angle, gets inside the defender, gets inside the second, flicks it inside, arrives a little bit slow, but it's there. This time it is inside the large rectangle, and yes, the referee gives him a penalty. Earl Wade was the player that was brought down. Here's Cloonan. Goal for Galway. Still one of the best free takers in the country. And even if Kilkenny win this All-Ireland quarter-final, they won't be too happy with that scoreline of conceding 3 goals in 12. And Galway are fighting for their lives here, for their very survival, and they're coming at Kilkenny. They know they need scores. Here's Hayes, and there's another point. And Brian Cody is not that happy. 3 Kilkenny players go after him, 2 primarily. Hayes is brought to ground, and that's going to be a free in for Galway. And perhaps now they can create a goal-scoring opportunity, but time is running out for them, I'm afraid. Here's Cloonan, drives it in, saved and out for a 65.
Galway made a crazy decision a couple of years ago not to go into Leinster, and that's going to backfire on them. They have to go into Leinster and start getting more competitive matches, because they're arriving on this scene and they don't know what, you never know what to expect from them.
Jekyll and Hyde performance. It's all over for Galway. Their championship run has come to an end. 2:22 for Kilkenny, 3:14 for Galway.
Limerick were the most wounded of the quarter-finalists. After a really encouraging league campaign under manager and former playing legend Joe McKenna, the team had stumbled badly against Tipperary. Worse was to follow, with a 17-point trimming from neighbours Clare. McKenna resigned, and another former star, Richie Bennis, took up the reins and negotiated safe passage through the qualifiers. The challenge, though, could hardly have been more daunting. Champions and All-Ireland favourites, Cork.
And Cork trying to get themselves into an attacking position here with Neil Ronan from Ballyhay. Useful shot from Ronan, and it draws the opening flag. Just over a minute gone. Neil Ronan puts Cork into the lead, starting his first championship match for 14 months. The last time it was here against Waterford, this time against Limerick. He gets the opening score, and Cork are off to a flyer. Pressure on the Cork defence, and straight away that's from Conor Fitzgerald, and it's put over the bar and the equaliser. Very good return for Conor Fitzgerald, the Adair man. The referee is coming out to have words now with TJ Ryan, calling the Limerick captain to himself, and then John Gardner being called. Yeah, it could be a yellow card per player here.
And the big game for Eamon Morris, well, you know, from Dublin, like this will be a huge occasion for him, so he's going to lay down the law early, and he's dead right.
So that's a couple of yellow cards handed out. Just 3 minutes into the game there. Goodness me. It's Hickey coming across, first touch not good, leaves it there for Ben O'Connor. The defence could open up here for Ben O'Connor. Ben coming through, he had support player, Corcoran is available, over his right shoulder, mishit somewhat. Brian Corcoran chasing after it, keeping it in play here. Timmy McCarthy an option, Brian making an angle for himself, that's a good shot and that's over. Brian Corcoran, the Erin's own player, getting his first point of the match. Again, the puck out, raining down on top of O'Halpine. Curran going there as well, Murphy, but it comes to Niall Moran back in the team. 3 Cork players going for the one ball. Barry Foley sweeping it across towards Donny Ryan, 45 metres out, looking for a loose player. He's got TJ Ryan here. There's a point on, and TJ has put it inside the left-hand post and over the bar. He's got a yellow card, he's got a point as well, and it's 5 points to 4. It's Niall Moran. First time in towards O'Shaughnessy, trying to break it against Murphy on his hands and knees. He's got through, trying to get in there, trying to swing his stick. Good stop initially, and that ball has gone up and over the bar. Could have been a goal. Well stopped by Donald O'Cusack, but the credit will go to Andrew O'Shaughnessy, and that's his second point. It was a really dangerous moment here. Did well, and a very good stop. Level game after 25 minutes. Ben O'Connor trying to steal a march there. On Hickey, does well, gets his shot in and puts it over the bar. It's Ben's first score of the match, and everybody in the inside forward line now has contributed to the scores. John Gardner. The style that you're familiar with. The clever hand pass to space. Tom Kenny taking it, breezing away from the challenges and putting it over the bar. 2 players involved, Kenny with the final execution. And the point has been made, of course, that Cork's half-forward line don't score an awful lot, but their midfielders more than make up for it. Touchdown by Mike O'Brien. Pressure on Brian Murphy, spooned it out there as far as John Gardner, this time on his left-hand side. Work for Joe Dean to do to keep it in play. A collision of Limerick players. Joe without his hurley, hand pass down as far as Niall McCarthy on his right side. It's a good side, and it's over. First for Niall McCarthy. So now 5 of the 6 forwards have scored. Ronan Curran up with the left hand, cleverly down. Great skill, lovely hurling. Ollie Moran coming across here, he's injured himself, play continues. It's Neil Ronan having another one from distance, showing he's not just a fella you can bring on when the team is in a crisis. He can start matches, and he's now put over his 3rd point. Niall Moran, let's fly. Diarmuid O'Sullivan had a good first half. We saw very little of Brian Begley. Comes out to John Gardner. Out here once again towards Ronan Curran. Limerick for whom Donald O'Grady has come into the half-forward line. Pressure on here with Ben O'Connor. Ben shortening the grip on the stick and putting it over the bar, and Cork get the first point of the second half. And it's Ben O'Connor who's got 2 points from 2 shots on the target, just like old times for Ben. And it's 12 points to 6. Batted out by O'Sullivan once again, comes straight to Niall Moran, going way out to make an angle for himself. Well, he made the angle, but can't. Yes, he can finish it. It's over the bar, and it's a second for Niall Moran. Sean O'Halpine momentarily unmarked. He gives him a chance to get it in towards Dean. Bounces off rail, comes straight there towards Niall McCarthy. He's got a point so far. Ball runs loose to Joe Dean once again, stepping out of trouble. Back towards Jerry O'Connor, has yet to score. And that one has gone over the bar. Cork's midfielders between them have got 3 points out of that tally of 13 so far, and it's back to a 6-point game. Mike O'Brien trying to excite the crowd from Limerick, trying to get something here, and he's put it over the bar. First for Mike O'Brien. Good score.
Yeah, he's a great wholehearted player, Jerry. You know, took the ball, not the most maybe stylish, but he took it straight down the middle when they needed a score, and a great score now for Limerick. And he's trying to urge on the crowd here as well now off the ball. Beautiful pick up there.
Breaks free once again from the shackles. Back to John Gardner. It comes loose. Conor Fitzgerald, some 45 metres out, and he's put it over the bar. Is the game turning late on? It's 15 points to 11. Cork have dominated, but Limerick have been plucky. down once again towards Andrew O'Shaughnessy, away from Diarmuid O'Sullivan, comes to Mulcahy. Limerick with as many chances created in the minutes of the second half as they did in the entire first half, as that ball ricochets high, lands over the bar. Pat Tobin again. That's his second. 3 points the margin. Champions now being put to the pin of their collar against Limerick, who have got renewed heart, and Seamus Hickey takes it out here. Trying to go by Gardner. Hickey again, meandering this way and that, looking for a support player. That player is Niall Moran. He's scored 2 so far. He's got a third. Is the shock of the year on? It's 15-13. The 10-1 outsiders are right back in the hunt. The champions having a right scare at this point in the game. Back here once again, Donal O'Grady excelling in the second half since his introduction. Niall Moran turning around, going this way and that. Sean O'Halpin's in pursuit. It's still Niall Moran. Slightly off balance on the 45-metre line. That's unbelievable! That's over the bar, and Moran has cracked over his fourth, and it's 15-14. Sean O'Halpin, very dramatic finale here. Ben O'Connor, whose team were ahead 11-6 at half-time, and he's put it over the bar, and that's Ben's 5th point. Is that now finally enough to see off the challenge of Limerick? Mike O'Brien, great ball in here to Tobin. Couldn't get the stick to it, but it's O'Shaughnessy. Will he become the hero? Comes out again here. Mark Keane now, and that's over the bar. 18-17. Mark Keane, another score for Limerick. It bounces around awkwardly in there. Comes back to Niall McCarthy. His team ahead by a point. They're looking for something extra. He's got it! Niall McCarthy has hit over his second. A crucial score. 30 seconds to go, and it's 19-17. All the way down towards the half-forward line of Limerick, and they have it again with Mike O'Brien. Now they need a goal. O'Brien hitting it high, and that's over the bar. It's his second. Not quite enough yet, but there's still a few seconds to play. 19-18. But where's the victory to go? The final whistle, and the champions are still the champions. They're in the semi-final. They'd be put to the pin of their collar to win a 12th consecutive match in the championship. Final score, Cork 19 points, Limerick 18. Cork are in the semis.
The battling response from a beleaguered Limerick that Cork survived by their fingertips was an inspiration for all hurling underdogs. Another county seeking redemption was Wexford after their mauling by Kilkenny in the Leinster final. Opponents Clare had recovered well from provincial defeat against Cork and steamed through their qualifiers, eyes firmly fixed on at least the semi-finals.
Clare won the toss and are playing from left to right. Coming through is Tony Carmody, flicks it forward and sends it over the bar. Puck out is over to the far side. This is Owen Quigley. Wexford in their alternative strip. This goes down for Tony Griffin. Stopped by Doc O'Connor. Alan Markham. Difficult enough angle. The crowd respond at the far side and sends that over the bar. Rory McCarthy. Sweet hurler. And that is a sweet ball. And it runs on for as Davy Fitzgerald. Stephen Doyle couldn't control it. Unfortunately, Jerry O'Grady tumbles. And it's going to be a sideline ball for Wexford. Ball inside towards Doyle once more. Not a great one, did well. Was firm in the challenge, got inside the Clare cover. Bearing down on David Fitz, takes a shot, he doesn't connect properly. And I don't think Paul Beelan, the Wexford football manager, will be calling up Stephen Doyle to the football squad after this. This was a goal-scoring opportunity.
Great credit to Colin Lynch, and I think he may have just interfered with his foot there.
Fabulous catch by Declan Ruth. Lays it off as Rory McCarthy. Good ball inside towards Rory Jacob. Lohan is there once more. The hurley of Lohan is now broken in two, which is rather a regular occurrence. Here's Tony Carmody hitting on the left and hitting it over the bar. Carmody is on a roll here. Ball inside towards Markham. And he didn't get it the first time, but he got it the second time. Quinn gives it back to Markham. A shot not past the rule there. Nice ball inside for Dermot McMahon, giving a little bit of space. Coming in on top of him is Keith Rossiter. This is good play by McMahon. Difficult angle! Oh! Smashing goal! Look at this. It was his first cousin that set him up, Alan Markham. He got inside, but it was a great shot to beat a quality goalkeeper like Damien Fitzhenry. The Kilmaley man will get a huge psychological boost from this. Puck out, comes straight down for us Michael Doyle, making his very first competitive appearance for Wexford. What a place to make it. Rory McCarthy. First time control not great, second time control is excellent, and the finish is not, yes it is. It looked like it was going wide, but Rory McCarthy responds with a point. Frank Lohan just got a touch to it. Stephen Doyle is without a hurling. Comes for as Jerry Quinn. Lashes it down, and it's a great ball in towards Markham. Where was the Wexford defence here? Markham lays it off for as Griffin. There's a chance here of a goal. Shot over the bar. Tony Griffin's first point, but to be honest, there was a goal-scoring opportunity here for the Banner. Jerry Quinn. Dropping this in towards Tony Griffin. Nice turn. Good score. Second point. Jerry Quinn. Lovely interception and dispossession there by Quinn. Great-hearted player. That's good play. Lovely play by Clare. First time pull in the air by Colin Lynch. And the crowd here in Croke Park love it when they see that overhead pull. Don't see enough of it in the modern game. Alan Markham leaves it for Gilly. Good block down by left corner back and full back this afternoon, Keith Rossiter. Pass inside for Griffin was not a great one. Comes for Gilly again, steadies himself and puts it over the bar. Second point for Niall Gilligan. Up towards Alan Markham. Keith Rossiter is there for Wexford with two Clare lads around him. Here's Tony Griffin. Dahi O'Connell to his left. Clare available to the right, but Griffin didn't see him, and that was Niall Gilligan. And there was goal opportunities left and right, but Griffin went for his point, and that's his fourth of the afternoon. "12 points between the teams." Another testing ball for the Clare defence, knocked away by Frank Lohan. Jerry Quinn trying to control it. Here's a chance for Paul Codd, trying to get inside the cover, and it's a goal! Scored by Rory McCarthy. Well, maybe this game isn't over at all. Davy Fitz will be very, very disappointed, but it wasn't his fault. He couldn't be blamed for this. Paul Codd flung it inside, and Rory McCarthy pulled in it first time. Maybe, just maybe, Wexford have the fire in their bellies to come back into this game. Just confirmation there. Fergal Lynch is on for Tony Griffin in the Clare full forward line. There's a good ball in towards Markham. Oh! Don't know if that was Damien Fitzhenry or the crossbar. We'll have to check that, but it still was a rasper of a shot from Alan Markham. This is Fergal Lynch. Getting it inside for Dermot McMahon. Getting it across, and that's gone over the bar. Batted down by David O'Connor. In towards Rory Jacob. Good skillful hurler. And he judges this inch perfect. Second point. So many of these young Clare players getting the experience of Croke Park, and from that perspective Anthony Daly and his co-selector is absolutely correct, as Tony Carmody goes for his first point in this second half. That's 5 points for Tony Carmody from play, and easily now, along with Tony Griffin, remains the top scorer for Clare. Here's a chance for Paul Codd. Doesn't come up for him, comes across the face of the goal. Des Mighton is here, steadying himself, and takes his point for his second point. Not bad for a substitute. Good hurler, this Des Mighton, by the way. You're going to hear a lot more about him.
Really, DeMarty, when that ball came across and the pull was missed first, the only chance he had to go for a goal from here.
Ball out as far as Brian O'Connell. Under 21 star this year, now established senior as far as Gilligan, and that's over the bar. He's now joined top scorer with Tony Griffin and Jim McMahon on 5 points. 126 for Clare, 114 for Wexford. And Wexford produce a goal to put a little bit of respectability on the scoreboard. Here's Rory Jacob. They have to try and work it in here. Well, he takes his point, and that's his third. As Barry Nugent sends this in, and indeed, as I mentioned earlier, he's always worth a point or two, the Ayr Road man. It's a 12-point victory for Clare. Here in Croke Park, this quarter-final ended with Clare 1 goal at 27 points, Wexford 115.
The best of the quarter-finals came last. Having gradually recovered full strength after a bad run of injuries, Justin McCarthy's Waterford had looked comfortable moving through the qualifiers. Opponents Tipperary had run Cork close in the Munster final and had also beaten Waterford on the way to the provincial decider. Had Babs Keating's improving team come on sufficiently to meet Waterford's expected strong challenge?
That's a good catch there by Dan Shanahan. Shanahan trying to get away, looking for the opening score. Nice handy point for Waterford, who go into the lead straight away after just a minute. That's the start they wanted. Once again won by Paul Kelly on this occasion. Down to Francis Devaney, leaving it ahead here for John Carroll. Carroll coming inside the 20-metre line, going for it. What a goal by Carroll! In the second minute. John Carroll, with his 8th goal in Championship hurling, got in behind Brian Phelan and let fly, and there was absolutely nothing Clinton Hennessy could do about it. Wonderful shot. What a start for Tipperary. Waterford trying to win their own puck out here. It's McGrath trying to bat it, but it runs on kindly for Waterford. For Prendergast, this is Seamus Prendergast. Inside here towards McGrath, and on McGrath, putting it over the bar, quick as you like. Nice point by the number 15. From Mount Sion. Paul Kelly once again. That's a huge one. That's over the bar. Paul Kelly. Pressure on Ken McGrath. Copes really well. Shows good awareness. Good strength in the clearance as well. Up towards Dan Shannon. It's 2 against 1 there. Waterford have the man over. Shanahan on his left-hand side, driving it well, and right between the posts, and that's a second for Dan Shanahan. Good score. Picked up here by John Carroll. Trying to make a bit of space for himself, and again the ball has gone wide. 7 wides now. They won't be happy with that.
Well, Gerard, it always baffles me when you were a player of one Kelly's calibre inside at right corner forward, full forward, that if you're under pressure, like, why not just slip the ball up the wing and let's see what develops from there, because obviously John Carroll, there was nothing for him and he just hit the ball aimlessly wide.
Clinton Hennessy trying to pick out and succeeding in picking out Michael Walsh. Out as far as Dan Shanahan inside the 45-metre line. Lovely relaxed stroke, it's over the bar and the teams are level. Dan Shanahan with his third. He's got to take a bit more marking there from Hugh Maloney. Again, the Waterford half-backs under some pressure here. Diarmuid Fitzgerald coming out to help. Leaving it in, Kelly's in after it. Clinton Hennessy's there, but Owen Murphy was restraining the number 15 of Tipperary, and the referee quickly up with the action there. Here it is again. And you can see that the number 2 at his left arm around Kelly, bringing him down there, around about 13 metres out, just outside. Owen Kelly, would he possibly think about a goal at this stage? He's having a go, and he's crashed it in! A goal in the 27th minute by Owen Kelly. Tipperary's second goal, and Owen Kelly has just got his 10th ever goal in Championship hurling. Hugh Maloney helped over there by Conor O'Mahony. John Mullane now hasn't seen as much of the action as he would have wanted, I'm sure. He has now, and this one is inside the post and it's over the bar. John Mullane's first point. The teams are level. Quite a contest. From the pack out, once again, it's Ken McGrath. Michael Walsh playing it in precisely in towards Dan Shanahan in the centre. He's waiting for a penalty, and the referee finally blows. It is a penalty, and Waterford will have the last chance, it seems, of this first half. It's evenly poised right now. Here he is, a couple of players coming to him. And Paul Curran, take your pick, whoever got him in the end.
The only thing is their penalty taker, Paul Flynn, isn't on the field, and it'll be interesting to see who takes this.
Well, it's Ken McGrath who's going to take it. We're in the 39th minute. Can he give Waterford the lead? Well, he should if he puts it over the bar. But will he go for a goal? Surely he'll try it. He's going for it, and it's saved, and it's over the bar, however, off the stick of Brendan Cummins. Final minute of drama at the end of the first half. That's Declan Prendergast coming across to take it, hitting it into space. Michael Welch doing enough. Down to the unmarked Owen McGrath. He's got support players around him, goes for himself to extend the lead, and he's put it over the bar. That's a third now for Owen McGrath. Well, he was unmarked, left all there to do what he wanted. Had support players around them, didn't need them. Tony Brown here. Down towards Owen McGrath. Comes back to Jack Kennedy again. He's an influence now at this stage. In towards Dan Shanahan. Taking on Eamon Corcoran. Shanahan in the clear. Shanahan scores! Dan the man does it again! He scored against Tipperary in the Munster semi-final. He's done it again after 42 minutes of this game. And Dan Shanahan is in for his 10th championship goal, getting by Eamon Corcoran, and the keeper hadn't a hope. A wonderful shot here by Dan Shanahan, and Waterford lead by 5. Again, they work it out of midfield here. That's Eamon Corcoran. Huge one down. Comes Dackworth Kelly in there for Willie Ryan, and that's over the bar. What a time to get your first point of the match. An important contribution, because Waterford's lead has been eaten into, and Tipper back to within 2 points of the men from the Dacia. Up towards John Carroll, who hasn't even been able to build on the goal he scored in the early stages. Owen Kelly back in for Waterford, added to in there by Jack Kennedy. Inside towards Dan Shanahan, trying to jink this way, and that good shoulder there by Eamon Corcoran. It's Shanahan who stands his ground, and Shanahan who puts it over the bar. Dan Shanahan now with a goal and 4 points. What a contribution. Out to the unmarked Tony Brown. Nobody near him. That's gone 60, 70 metres down the park. Down towards Dan Shanahan. Breaks away off his left hand. Coming in there to seize onto it. It's Paul Flynn, and Paul Flynn has put it over the bar, announcing his arrival here within minutes of coming onto the park. It's John O'Brien back foraging. He's back in his own half-back line. 4 Waterford players are after him. Forced out over the sideline, line ball. That's the kind of commitment, that's the kind of hunger that Waterford possess right now, and their belief in the cause, and I think a sense that they can do it this afternoon. They certainly never fear Tipperary. Beat them, of course, in Munster finals, Munster championship matches.
Well, I think the game plan for Waterford from here on is should be to have Dan Shannon aside with maybe Paul Flynn and just hope that the breaks come off and then Paul will finish, because obviously he'll be restricted by his injury.
Initial good work by Eamon Corcoran, but under pressure again now from Michael Walsh from 45 metres out. A very important shot and a very important point. Michael Walsh. The puck out, won again by a Waterford player, by Owen Kelly, ahead for Jack Kennedy. Spotted the unmarked John Milan, who spots the target and he drives it over. His third. It's looking like the Daysha. Brendan Cummins going short this time as far as Hugh Maloney. Up towards John Carroll. Runs on instead here to Shane McGrath. Pursued there by Owen Kelly. And it's lost once again, lost to James Murray. Started the day on the bench, trying to win a free here. Not allowed, however, and it's Lark Orbit, the Tipperary captain, coming in, and that has gone wide. Big disappointment for the Thurles Sarsfields player. 13 wides this afternoon so far after 58.5 minutes. Doesn't make good reading. Lark Orbit taking off, trying to make inroads. Hand pass into John Carroll. He started with a goal, looking to finish with one. He's got a second. It's not just over yet. In the 65th minute, John Carroll helped in here by Lark Orbit. The defence unable to put a tackle in, and he beats the goalkeeper once again. Tipperary get their 3rd goal against Waterford, and the lead is down to 4 points, and I make it 5 minutes left. Comes out once again to Tony Brown. Pursued. Brown still gets it in. Won once again back there by Paul Curran. Only out as far as Dan Shanahan. Dan Shanahan with the shot. Again, over the bar. A 5th for Dan Shanahan. Waterford trying to hold out. Ken McGrath trying to get it away. His team 4 points up. Critical lead. Hugh Maloney fouled, free in. They'll have to land it in the square, and Owen Kelly's racing out to take it. Well, now 4 between them. What would you do? Put it over the bar and hope for the best from the puck out, or will you just lob it into the square? It's Kelly. He's going for it, and he's put it over. A goal and 8. Wonderful contribution. 11 points this afternoon. But 45 seconds left. Tip need to get it up the other end. Conor O'Mahony. Waterford need to hold out. Lark Corbett lets him run on. Diarmaid Fitzgerald hasn't scored so far. They need a goal to level up the match. Played in here towards Owen Kelly. Will he be the hero so many times he's been in the past? He's gone for it, and it's got a deflection, and it's gone for a 65. It was on its way before it was cut out. The danger averted here, and the stick of Ken McGrath getting in the way. We're into the 3rd minute of stoppage time. It's lobbed into the mix. Who'll win it? Waterford trying to get the ball out. Tip trying to get it in. Back in once again off Ken McGrath. Supported in there. Tip again foraging. Waterford trying to feed the ball away. It's Michael Brick-Walsh trying to get it out further and further away from goal. Pursued by Owen Kelly. They wait for the referee's whistle. There it is! Waterford have won! A wonderful quarter-final. What a match! It promised to be the game of the weekend, and so it was. There's a bit of a schmozzle in front of goal after all the tension spilled out in the end. But at the end of it all, it's handshakes, because Waterford are in the semi-finals after a wonderful match at Croke Park, where the final score is Waterford 122, Tipperary 3 goals and 13.
On the way to winning the 2005 All-Ireland, Cork had to beat Waterford twice. This year, there would only be one shot. Big Dan Shanahan had caused Cork a lot of trouble in the past and was again in top form. Despite the ongoing injury to captain Paul Flynn, many felt this could at last be Waterford's year. For the champions, shaken by the fright they got against Limerick, this would be a major challenge.
Watford won the toss, playing from left to right in the first half, as they did in the quarter-final when they played against Tipperary here 2 weeks ago. Early stalemate there in the Cork half-back line, and back to help out Jerry O'Connor inevitably. Clashing there immediately with Owen Kelly. Waterford there in numbers on their own half-back line. Tony Brown here. Wonderful warrior that he is, hooked by Jerry O'Connor. Waterford needing additional players to help out. Declan Prendergast coming across here now. Tom Kenny trying to get it up onto the stick. Fair amount of rain earlier on here. Kenny setting off 50 metres out from goal. He's got a support player, it's Niall McCarthy. First touch not great, immediately closed down and fouled. The referee has decided. Ken McGrath getting in and close. Owen Kelly was there as well. This was Niall McCarthy, couldn't quite take it up there, but anyway, Ken McGrath was in on top of him, and that'll be an opening free for Cork and for Joe Dean. Man from Killa is just inside the 45-metre line. On a still afternoon, this should be the opening score if he's on his game, and he is. First score going to Cork. Clinton Hennessy with the puck out. Huge one down. Intended for Seamus Prendergast. Runs loose there. Jack Kennedy trying to prod it on. It's knocked away out of danger there by Pat Mulcahy, the Cork captain, scrambling for it. A fair old scramble, and it's Timmy McCarthy here. Nobody on him. Chance of another score, and he's put it over the bar. The much maligned Timmy McCarthy from Castlelyons gets his first point of this match, but the marking was poor because James Murray was being held off Timmy McCarthy that time, and that was a great finish. Up as far as Owen Kelly. Quick look up here. It's Owen McGrath who's coming in. It's a hurry that was flying, and once again Donald O'Cusack makes a magnificent catch. That's a great save by the goalkeeper. That's a great catch by James Murray, left half back for Waterford, all the way up towards Dan Shanahan on his own, momentarily that is. Oh, he fumbled. Finally got it out as far as John Milan. Under pressure there from Brian Murphy. Loads and loads of pressure being exerted. Milan that time, and it's a bit of a shot block down. It's going to be a 65. It's a game of very high intensity. What about that for a stop moments earlier by Donald O'Cusack? He had Owen McGrath coming in on top of him. This was not easy. This was terrific goalkeeping.
Absolutely, Jaron, and obviously with an injured hand. But what a passage of play. Brilliant catch by Donald Oak, started it. Ken McGrath, Owen Kelly, all involved, John Milan. And I suppose a feature so far is the amount of players slipping around the place.
Ken McGrath dropping it in short, and it's against up down the line. That was so dangerous. Donald O'Cusack again making a wonderful stop, because he must have seen that very, very late indeed. That went all the way through. I think people were anticipating Ken McGrath would just lob it over the bar from the 65, but it dropped in there, and the goalkeeper got a very late view of this one. It was flying past the stick there, I think, of Pat Mulcahy. That's back once again there by Ben O'Connor this time. Pressure on Tom Feeney. Little fumble again there by Feeney. This time it's Brian Corcoran coming across. Players having difficulty with their first touch. Nicely into the clear here for Tom Kenny to hit from the angle, and it's over the bar. Good score by Tom Kenny. Again, there's slip sliding over there, and it's certainly a major factor for players everywhere. Ken McGrath to hit this one from his own 65-metre line. Good connection this time, and that's on target. Second free taken by Ken McGrath. Down towards Neil Ronan. Once again, it's won there by Declan Prendergast. Under ferocious pressure, out over the sideline, and Dickie Murphy, the linesman over there, signals that it's gone off the Waterford player. It's a Cork line ball. Meanwhile, it's down to the full forward, to the inimitable Brian Corcoran, making an angle for himself, as he usually does so well, and does so here. Great point by Brian Corcoran. It's almost his trademark at this stage. Picks it up towards the end line, makes his way out towards the 20-metre line, and a more favourable angle, hitting it off his left. Great stroke. Here's Jack Kennedy. Tricky playing conditions for the players. That's a bad ball, straight to Sean O'Halpine. Cork may benefit from that. All the way down towards Joe Dean, got to stick to it. On towards Brian Corcoran. Trying to make a better angle for himself. Succeeds. Great shot. 2 shots for Brian Corcoran. 2 points for the man from Éireann Zone. And it's 5 points to 3. Neil Ronan trying to pick it up. He's got it. He takes off. Owen Kelly after him. Never runs in straight lines, zigging and zagging. Difficult to contain. Breaks down here. Brian Corcoran's blocked this time. Tom Feeney sweeping it out. Out only as far as the man wearing number 12, Neil Ronan, and that one has gone over the bar. That was the result of sheer persistence and good pressure play by the Cork forwards, refusing to yield to the Waterford backs that time. When it came out here to the Ballyhay player, it was a relatively easy tap over to make it 6-4. Maybe after the tense opening it will now open up a little bit. Again, they're having difficulty holding their feet. It's a major concern for the management of both teams, but more particularly for the players. Sean O'Halpine. Now McCarthy touching it down. Ben O'Connor anticipating. Has a support player outside. It's Timmy McCarthy. Looking for a second point, and he's got it. 2 from play for Timmy McCarthy. Really, really good play by the number 10. David O'Sullivan reaches for it, couldn't hold it. It's a line ball. The line ball will be to Waterford. Or is it? It's the other way around. Must have been a Waterford player who got it last. O'Halpine goes very short, dangerously so. Dan Shanahan, and Dan Shanahan's put it over the bar. A mistake by Sean O'Halpine, a gift for Waterford for Dan Shanahan. He's the first player from Waterford to score from play, and the first forward, of course, to score as well for the Daisha. Tom Feeney coming out, he's commanding. Hurley's break, the Hurley that time of Brian Corcoran tried to block. Owen Murphy stepping out over the line, ball still in play. Brian Phelan couldn't take it. Instead, it's a really good effort from some distance out, and there's a second for Neil Ronan. Well, there'll be an additional 1 minute of playing time left at the end of the opening half. John Milan now cracking this one over the bar. His first. Waterford beginning to play in the forward line. That's 2 points now from play. That's the best they've produced so far. John Milan making it 8-7. We're in stoppage time.
Yeah, Jared, again we'll open up, a couple of good scores there from play, and let's hope for more of that now. Prendergast very strong in the air there.
Cusack's puck out. Couple of Waterford players there anticipating. James Murray getting there. They'd love to go in level. Brian Phelan. Huge one in towards Dan Shanahan trying to break it. Milan's there anticipating. Awkward enough angle. The umpires look, it's good. They're level. Milan's got a second. It's 8-all. Pat Mulcahy then to take it for Cork. Stymie Waterford in their first attack of the second half. Up once again here towards Neil Ronan. Stopped brilliantly. That's Brian Phelan settling to the task. James Murray now for Waterford, trying to set them in front in this game. That's a lovely little ball to McGrath. Owen McGrath, and again, wonderful stop. Second time of asking, it's still there, it's in! Owen Kelly! First minute of the second half, Owen Kelly comes in for just his second ever goal in the championship. Watch the saves here from Owen McGrath first of all. There's number 1. Here's McGrath again, stopped again, twice, but banged in by Owen Kelly. And his only other goal was against Cork in the 2004 Munster final. Is that an omen? 1-8 to 8 points. Waterford have come up fired out for this second half. Back they are, defending. Tony Brown lashing it away down the field. Taken down by Pat Mulcahy with difficulty. Pressure applied by Jack Kennedy. Well, that's given Waterford a huge lift in such a tight match. It took them so long to get their first score from play. Didn't come until very late in that first half. And they're off again here with Seamus Prendergast. Denied the first time. Prendergast, second time of asking, drives it over the bar. Prendergast, who got 4 in the quarter-final last year. Cork being asked questions. Niall McCarthy ready to respond, dropping it in towards Brian Corcoran. He's scored many times before against Waterford. Ball comes out here, missed by a couple of players. Joe Dean taking it up here, 20 metres out. Back it comes towards Neil Ronan, and Neil Ronan puts it over the bar. We could be in for a great second half. The match that everybody has anticipated. This the build-up to this latest score here. Joe Dean and Timmy McCarthy. Dean getting there first, but it'll knock back to Ronan, and that's his third of the day. Ronan Curran now. Driving it towards Timmy McCarthy. Batted down there by James Murray. Excelling at left half back. Feeling under pressure there from Niall McCarthy. Timmy McCarthy now. The McCarthy brigade together. It's Timmy looking for another one, and that's over the bar. 3 points by Timmy McCarthy. Probably the most misunderstood player on this Cork hurling team over the last number of years. People wondered, what did he do? He's showing them today. Pressure back down on the Cork half-backs near the sideline. Ronan Curran kicking it forward here. Dodging around is Jerry O'Connor. Michael Brick-Walsh trying to get after him. It's O'Connor accelerating, driving forward and firing it over the bar. His first point. Cork's 2 midfielders have shared in the scoring. And Cork are about to make a change. And Cathal Naughton, a wing forward from Newton Shandrum, former minor, is coming on for Neil Ronan. This is up now towards the new man in, Cathal Naughton. Can he make a difference? What about that for a start? What about that for a point? Huge point by Cathal Naughton. And the margin is 2 points once again. This was a beauty. First touch. Pressure once again on the Cork backs. Brian Murphy getting it out there to Sean O'Halpine. They swap it around there to Diarmuid O'Sullivan. Up it comes once again towards Joe Dean, adding to it on towards Brian Corcoran. Slipping to the ground. Ken McGraw's there trying to get primary possession, but Dean comes in again, keeping it away from Murphy. Flipping it inside to Naughton. He's got another chance. He's going to go! In the 59th minute! What a substitution as Cork shoot into the lead. Joe Dean feeding it in here to another man with a golden helmet, with a golden touch. And that's his first goal in Championship hurling. 2 touches for Cathal Naughton, and he's got a goal and a point. Is there a Waterford response yet? Ronan Curran has left it. John Malone fires, and John Malone puts it over the bar. They're not finished just yet. Just over 3 minutes of the 70 still to play. Dan Shanahan, only 1 point in this game. Across beautifully to McGrath to put the minimum between the teams with his first point. 67 minutes are gone. Cork were opened up. Look at the gaps. Look, there was nobody on McGrath, and that's over the bar. Outside here to Tom Kenny. Lobbed in, it's dropping short. Clinton Hennessy, the one thing that Cork didn't want. And now there's a chance for a counter-attack for the challengers. Repelled by Ronan Curran magnificently at 4 Waterford players near him. Out to Sean O'Halpine. Back in once again towards Brian Corcoran. Runs on. Clinton Hennessy. 68 and a half minutes are gone. Bad ball out towards Dean. Fouled by Ken McGrath. He's furious. He's absolutely incensed with that. It's given Cork an opportunity of having a free. This is the challenge again here. Brian Corcoran waits inside, but Joe Dean, I'm sure, will try and put it over the bar from here. It's not easy, but he's a master. And there will 2 minutes of additional time to play. It's 116 to 114. Gathered in well by Seamus Prendergast, and now a goal could win it for Waterford. John Moran firing it over the bar. It's back to a 1-point game. Tony Brown closed down. Again they close it down. The referee is calling for the ball. Is that it? No, it's not. No, it's not. There's still time. It's got to be a free. It's a free to Waterford. Look, this is what it's about now. John Allen, Dr. Con Murphy watch. Ken McGrath is 65 metres out from his own goal. We are over time. His side are a point behind. Will they get a draw? Will it land over the bar? It's hit the post and it's come out! Cork are hanging on there. They wait for the whistle. There is no whistle. The referee says play away. Ben O'Connor's back there. Brian Corcoran's back there at left corner back. Still 116 to 115. Waterford refusing to give up. The referee continuing to play the time. We've played over 3 minutes at this stage. Who's going to win it? It's taken out here in the end by Tom Kenny. Out it comes. Waterford looking at the ball back. The referee giving them the time. That's a high challenge there by Seamus Prendergast on Brian Murphy. That's the final whistle. It's all over. What an eventful game. Cork have shown the character, the skill, the commitment to come back and deny gallant Waterford, who were absolutely crestfallen. The champions win by 116 to 115. Some match.
For 25 minutes of their quarter-final win over Galway, Kilkenny had played the best hurling seen so far in the championship. Still, question marks remained after defensive lapses eroded a big early lead. Under manager Anthony Daly, Clare had finished each season strongly. 2 years previously, they had very nearly ambushed a Kilkenny team fresh from annihilating Galway. Could history repeat itself?
Here's the first test for the Clare defence. Comes all the way to Shefflin! A goal for the Kilkenny Cats after 1 minute and 15 seconds. The hopping ball misjudged by the fullback Brian Lohan. Watch it here. It came in, seemed to fool the fullback, and pulled on by Henry Shefflin. Spectacular start by Kilkenny, and the worst start for the challengers. Carrick shot from County Kilkenny. Wonderful catch by Eddie Brennan. Chasing after him is Jerry Quinn, and Brennan leaves him for dead. Going straight through, taking a shot off the crossbar. Lohan is there. Towering his way out, trying to lay it out to somebody. Jonathan Clancy is back there for Clare. Back down towards Tennyson once more. Coming out to meet it this time is Tony Griffin, trying to put Clare on the scoreboard, and he succeeds in doing so. Man from Ballier, just outside Clarecastle, in the parish of Clarecastle, in fact, down in the Banner County. Gave up his studies in Canada to concentrate on hurling this season. First point for the Banner. Breaking ball favours Kilkenny. Coming straight through the centre, dead straight in front of the posts. Another fine point, this time scored by Derek Ling. So disappointed at being sent off against Galway. Very focused on this one and determined to make amends. And they send that ball straight down on Tony Carmody and John Tennyson. Conor Lynch is down injured. Remember, he came into this game after a little bit of a doubt with his ankle ligament problem. Johnny McMahon floats this one in. Dangerous enough ball, and the ball is running in over the goal line. It's a goal for Clare. The banners are raised around Croke Park, and the people of Clare rejoice. They're back in the game. Early days, but they needed this goal. Shawnee McMahon from St. Joseph's Dura Bearfield dropped this one in. It rolled literally in, but Gilly from 6 Mile Bridge seemed to get the touch.
Yeah, that he'll have to go down. Marty has a very bad mistake by James McGarry. There was no need for him to come out underneath that ball. It was being watched already by his full back.
Dropping this one in, Tony Griffin is inside, grabs it, hits it, mishits it, and James McGarry is there, but it should have been a goal for Clare. So after that terrible start, the Clare men have settled.
And I've noticed that Tony Griffin is drifting into full forward every chance he gets, and I think that should be the tactic. He's tall, he's strong, and he's a good hurler, and definitely he should have just knocked that ball past James McGarry, and that'll count as a bad miss, and Clare might be looking for that one at the end of the game.
Colin Lynch leaves it for Jerry Quinn. Lynch is available if he needs a hand pass, decides to drop it in towards Alan Markham, and Gilly is straight through. It's against James McGarry, puts it, and a brilliant save by McGarry. Well, he more than made amends for that previous error of judgment. Wonderful save by James McGarry. It was 1 against 1 there, and Gilly, like Tony Griffin, should really have rattled the back of the net. Here it comes, Gilly. Big 6-mile bridge man, often criticised in terms of not producing it on a big day, but McGarry, to his credit, stood his ground.
Well, he should have gone high with that one, Marty. You know, back the ball up high, and the keeper has no chance. And that's 2 goal chances going to begging by Clare.
Colin Lynch drops it in. There's a chance here, and it's over the bar. Good combination play. Tony Griffin gets his second point. This ball sent in by Martin Comerford. Good play by Frank Lohan, experienced player. Turns in towards goal, but he knew all the time what he was doing. Jonathan Clancy from Clarecastle. A young magpie, vibrant, energetic, sending it in to Alan Markham from Kilmaley, getting inside the cover, steps over the Kilkenny man, brought to ground, the referee blows the whistle, and it's going to be a free in for Clare. But you'd have to say, Donal, that their weaknesses in that Kilkenny full backline are being exposed. There are chances falling Clare's way.
That's 3 goal chances, clear goal chances that they've had, and you know, normally you get them, you won't get them again, but Clare are the ascendancy at the moment.
That's the angle from our camera on the Hill 16 end. Niall Gilligan taps it over the bar for a goal and 2 points he has now contributed. Goal from play, 2 points from Fritz. Backfires James Rye from Greg Ballycallan. Nephew of Tom Ryle, the former Kilkenny PRO. Here's a chance for Comerford. Mishits it really, but it drops over the bar. First point of this All-Ireland semi-final for Martin Comerford from O'Loughlin Gales in Kilkenny City. Flicked on. Nice pick-up by Quinn. Makes an angle for himself, and that is sailing over the crossbar. Wonderful score. Derek Quinn from Clarecastle. He was the top scorer in the County Clare Club Championship last season. Like Anthony Daly, is a magpie from Clarecastle, where they certainly love their hurling. Alan Markham feeds his first cousin, Diarmuid McMahon. They did it in the quarter-final against Wexford, and McMahon scored a goal. He's along the edge line. James McGarry has to come off his goal line to lend assistance to his full back line. Comes out first, Brian Hogan. Delivers it down the middle. Eddie Brennan is there. So too is Brian O'Connell. A slither glued to the hurling. There's no Eva stick required when you have skill like Brennan. Flicks it inside, fires Martin Comerford. Turning onto his left and sending it over the crossbar. Great score by Kilkenny. Second point for Martin Comerford, and the sides are level for the 3rd time after 29 minutes of play. Tommy Walsh as Kilkenny come to grips with the Clare challenge. This one is sent in by Henry Shefflin, and it's sailing very high and sent over the crossbar. 1 goal and 5 points for Henry Shefflin. Breaking ball. Comes back for Shawnee McMahon, who calls for it. Lays it off low and fast for Tony Carmody. Goes for the long ball. Oh, what a puck. What a point by Tony Carmody. He scored 5 points in the quarter-final, and Clare and Kilkenny are level for the 4th time. Colin Lynch and Henry Shefflin. Comes down for his Aidan Fogarty. Lays it off to Shefflin once more. And as he's done so many times in the past, Shefflin is just a class apart. Oh, fabulous catch by Shawnee McMahon. Steps aside 3 Kilkenny players. Nice ball into the path of Diarmuid McMahon. Survives 1. There's a chance here for McMahon. He goes it alone and he sends it over the bar. Showing leadership, agility, and indeed ability. What about this for a catch though? Wonderful to watch. Pass back from Aidan Fogarty to James Ryle. Puts Ryle under pressure. Here's Eddie Brennan. Capable of taking on this Clare defence. Seem to be sandwiched by 2 Clare defenders, using the hand pass to great effect. Kilkenny. They go back for his James Cha Fitzpatrick, who lofts it high, drops it in. Lohan, Comerford, they're all underneath it, but it doesn't matter. It's over the bar. Cha is showing the way. Knocked forward by Jackie Tyrrell, doing a little better since he moved to left half back from right corner back. Being chased by Colin Lynch, flicking it inside, it's Eddie Brennan, Speedy Brennan, inside him, it's the corner forward, and that's a penalty, has to be. Owen McCormack was inside, and the Clare defence were cruelly exposed.
And Marty, that came from, Brian Lowe won that ball on his own, and a poor enough delivery because Colin Lynch was standing on his own in the middle of the field and gave Kilkenny the counter-attack. And, ref might have left the play go on for a second or two because, Owen was up very quickly when he got the ball there, right? And, he might have left it develop. It's now a penalty, and Sheffield will probably go for the goal here.
A wonderful sequence of play, and at the end of it all, it means a penalty. Frank Lohan is being spoken to here, and another yellow card for him. That's 2 yellow cards in a row for 2 Clare defenders. And meanwhile, it's Seamus Roach's umpire team, Tommy Lonergan and PJ Condon, who are on duty down at Hill 16, are having a word with their referee, and it looks like Eddie Brennan is being spoken to as well. For that little bit of off-the-ball activity. Yellow card for him as well on its way. A vital moment in this All-Ireland semi-final after 49 minutes. And the referee has disallowed the penalty and has given a throw ball. Ball inside, shot, and the ball is in the net. Owen McCormack, super sub. And Kilkenny rejoice in Croke Park. The Clare defence were caught ball watching here.
Well, I think everybody seemed to be taken by surprise there, Marty, by the throw-in, and the ball came back to McCormack, and the ball sort of ricocheted off, and Davy Fitz was unsighted maybe, and Kilkenny will feel justified by that one. Possible to see it.
Heartbreak for Davy Fitz. Ball bypasses them all. Comes first Tony Griffin. A nice easy style, gets away from Tommy Walsh. Tommy Griffin has a shot, and it's cleared by James McGarry, who seemed to be hit after the ball by a Clare man, and the Kilkenny defence didn't like it, and tempers are becoming quite frayed. The ball sent in by Tony Griffin. He beat Tommy Walsh here. Let's just see what happened. McGarry saved and then pulled in the air, back out the field, and then comes the follow through. Yellow card. Looks like for James McInerney. Changes on the Clare side. I can tell you that Declan O'Rourke is on and Pat Vaughan is on. Jonathan Clancy has gone off, and we'll tell you about the next one in just a moment. The other change. Looks like Diarmuid McMahon is the other player that's gone. And it's Clare now that Niall Gilligan hits it with power and accuracy over the bar. Goal and 3 points. His first point from play, and now there's only 3 points between the teams. Breaking ball favours Derek Ling. Tries to get it away. Declan O'Rourke is there. Here comes Cha again. 3 Clare lads around him, and it's a Clare man that has it. That's Shawnee McMahon. His grandmother, Kitty McMahon, 93 years of age, is in the stand here. She has 3 grandchildren playing. Diarmuid McMahon, Shawnee McMahon, and Alan Markham. Declan O'Rourke is fouled, and it's a free in for the Banner. Niall Gilligan with the free. An important opportunity, but unfortunately Gilly has sent it to the left and wide. Derek Ling Snaps at the loose breaking ball. Steps away from Pat Vaughan. Half blocked by Shawnee McMahon, but it comes into the path of Henry Shefflin. Giving a little bit of space in front of the goals. He knows where the goalposts are in Croke Park. Henry Shefflin makes it a goal and 9 points. But Clare chase and pursue. Once again does Ryle. But he leaves it to Cha Fitzpatrick. Lays it out for his Jackie Tyrrell. Swings it onto his left. Testing ball for Frank Lohan. And it's Kilkenny that have it. They're edging their way a little bit closer. Referee blows the whistle and it is a penalty. It was almost like it was in slow motion there. How would you advise him to do?
Well, he's an ex-licker from his demeanour. I'd say he's going to go for it.
Here he comes. Shefflin drives it over the crossbar. That's a goal and 11 points Henry Shefflin has scored out of that 217. James Ryle busting his way forward. He's certainly been impressive at right half back. He gives that ball away. Picked up, however, by Richie Power. Good to see Richie back in the action after a long injury. Pumps it into the corner. Frank Lohan and Eddie Brennan here tussle it. Nice skill again by Eddie Brennan. And the referee has blown his whistle here. He's going to have a word, I think, with the Kilkenny man. Or is it Frank Lohan? And Frank Lohan has seen a yellow card already. And there's a second and there's a red. And the referee has blown the full-time whistle. It was an intriguing contest up to about the 65th minute. And once Kilkenny got a grip, well then, there was only going to be one master. It's full-time score here in Croke Park. Kilkenny 2 goals and 21 points. Clare 1 goal and 16.
There was little doubt that the two best teams had reached the final. Cork, unflappable in a series of narrow escapes, patiently imposing their well-practiced game plan. And Kilkenny, invigorated by new talent and plundering big scores. A tight contest was expected, but the strong consensus was that the champions would prevail. There was further edge to the final though. 2 years previously, Cork had stopped Kilkenny completing their own 3 in a row, and Brian Cody's team were determined to take revenge. But they had been unfortunate with injuries. 2003 Hurler of the Year JJ Delaney had damaged his cruciate and wouldn't play again this year, whereas John Tennyson, so impressive in his first season at centre-back, was struggling with a shoulder injury. Although Cork were waiting on the fitness of Neil Ronan, he wasn't a major concern. Both Tennyson and Ronan were past fit, and with all the cards on the table, it was time to play. Hurling's top 2 counties, at stake, a good deal of history and a lot of pride.
Cork with the same starting 15, very little change about it for the last number of years. Indeed, 11 of these players have played in all 3 previous finals, including Jerry O'Connor, who came on as a sub to play in 2003. Neil Ronan's last All-Ireland final start was in '99, when Cork beat Kilkenny by a solitary point, while Brian Corcoran starts his 5th All-Ireland final. Mind you, one of those was in football, when Cork lost to Joe Brolly's Derry in 1993. Kilkenny have been hit hard with injuries to JJ Delaney and Donncha Cody. Michael Kamina comes in to play in his 7th All-Ireland final and slots into a full-back line that includes Noel Hickey in the centre and Jackie Tyrrell on his left. John Tennyson is recovered from a shoulder injury and plays at number 6, while the one change in the forward line sees the promotion of Richie Power and the exclusion of Michael Rice. However, with the rotation system now favoured, Power could very well switch with Eddie Brennan even before the start of the match.
Yeah, John, what I'm looking forward to today is who's going to be the unsung hero. You know, it's happened so often in Ireland finals. Some player does nothing made about him beforehand, he steps up. It was Fergie Toohey in '95, Timmy McCarthy in '99. Who's it going to be today?
The match is underway. Henry Shefflin and Martin Comerford have switched positions straight away, but we can expect changes aplenty as the game develops over the next 70 minutes of action. Pressure on the Cork backs immediately. There in his hands and knees, Pat Mulcahy. Foul was committed. It's a free in to Kilkenny and a chance for them to take an early lead. Henry Shefflin, 2 goals and 39 points in this year's championship match. Another one on his tally, first of the day here, and Kilkenny lead in the 118th All-Ireland final. Ronan Curran to his left half-back, Sean O'Halpine. Under pressure, gets the ball in towards Brian Corcoran. Sun in the eyes of the Kilkenny backs. It bounces out there to John Tennyson. Great clearance by Tennyson. Tremendous noise, wonderful excitement and enthusiasm among the fans. Ronan Curran straight away, back down into the heart of the Kilkenny defence once again. That's a great catch by Neil Ronan. He's fouled, dragged down to the ground, and it's a free to Cork and a chance to level up the scoring.
Yeah, Ger, only one change, I think there. You see, great catch, or foul there by John Tennyson, came in on top of Niall McCarthy, but just Neil Ronan and Ben O'Connor have switched. Ben O'Connor gone to top of the right and Neil Ronan left half, and practically all the Kilkenny forward line have changed around. You have Eddie Brennan at right half, Martin Comerford at centre and Owen Larkin, and you have Richie Power, Henry Shefflin and Aidan Fogarty inside.
Joe Dean ready to hit this, trying to level up the match in the 3rd minute. That's on target, nicely over the bar, and the teams are level. Coming across here is John Tennyson. Seems to have solved the problem area of centre half back for Kilkenny. The number of assured performances shaping up to Niall McCarthy there, and let's hope that common sense prevails, or they're going to get 2 yellow cards very, very quickly by Barry Kelly, the match referee, who's a school teacher in Birr in County Offaly. First Westmeath man ever to handle an All-Ireland hurling final. Great honour for Barry. Lots of tension. Quick lecture. Well, he's escaping without a booking, but I saw the notebook, so presumably that's a ticking per player. McGarry, big one in, dropping in dangerously. Owen Larkin was after it, but getting there first is Pat Mulcahy, the Newton Chandra man, pursued in there by Henry Shefflin, pursued as well by Owen Larkin, and he is fouled. Or does he foul? He takes 3 catches, yes. Caught the ball too many times, and it's another free in and a chance for Kilkenny to go back in front again. Henry Shefflin, 1 point so far, looking to make it 2 points to 1. The angle is acute and the shooting is accurate. Kilkenny lead again, 2 points to 1. Kilkenny fans are coming here hoping to break up this Cork dominance in recent years. Remember, it was Cork who unsettled their plans to win a 3 in a row back in 2004. How Kilkenny would like to turn the Rebels over this year. Will it happen? Derek Ling from Emeralds. Big one down into the corner there towards Aidan Fogarty. Goal to his credit in this year's championship so far. Getting away from Pat Mulcahy, causing problems. Ronan Curran was there as well. Fogarty hitting, and Fogarty puts it over the bar. That's a great point, and that will do his confidence an awful lot of good. He'd scored a goal, but he hadn't scored a point in this year's championship to date. But that's now 3 points to 1 in this match, and only 6.5 minutes are gone. Hand passed to the centre half-back, Ronan Curran. Good ball, low and intelligently into Niall McCarthy. Needed 2 touches, having a go from distance. That's good, that's a beauty! It's been his Achilles heel in the past, that kind of distance shooting, when he's had a minute to think about it. He had a few seconds there, but he's made it 3 points to 2. That was a super shot. Once he got the ball up into his hands, nobody close enough to him. Good long-range shooting by the Carricktool player. 3-2. Great catch, Sean O'Halpine. There was a foul there. Some holding. Free to Cork. Ronan Curran ready to hit this one. Playing today in his 22nd championship match. Again, well directed. Kilkenny slow off the blocks. Niall McCarthy getting away again. Slipping on the ground. Comes back towards Ben O'Connor. The angle shot from the man who got 1-7 in last year's final. That's his first of the day here. And the match level. 3 points apiece. Held onto again there by Martin Comerford. Into the corner here. Always danger about when Eddie Brennan's in the action, and he's left it behind there to Sean O'Halpine. It's Eddie Brennan's third time facing Cork in a final. Back into the action again came Tommy Walsh across from left half back. The puck out's taken very quickly as Tommy gets away. And the referee has stopped the Cork goalkeeper, and that's the first time in the match he has stopped him from taking the puck out too quickly. That's interesting. Donal Ogues, puck out. Great catch again by Niall McCarthy. He's turned it on with 3 superb interventions so far. Back to Dean, over his left shoulder, swinging it inside and swinging it over the bar. And Joe Dean has got a second, and Cork, the champions, lead by 4 points to 3. Owen Larkin coming onto it, running into traffic. Larkin looking for an outside player to take it away from him. That player is Aidan Fogarty's jersey was pulled back that time by Jerry O'Connor, and it's going to be a free into Kilkenny and a chance to level it once again. Henry Shefflin from 30 metres out, straight over the bar. 3 for Henry Shefflin, all of them coming from frees, and it's 4 points apiece. Well, if there were a transfer market in hurling, Henry Shefflin, I think, would be top of most teams' list.
Jared, the tactics around the puck out are amazing. Both Cork midfielders are right out on the wings, and Derek Ling, and especially Derek Ling, is staying back beside his half-back line. He's not following them. So it's intriguing with Cusack trying to pick out the short one because he has to.
Great pressure by Kilkenny being exerted this time. Comes up here, and that's swung beautifully over the bar by Henry Shefflin. He's got a 4th. First from play, and he eases Kilkenny into the lead by 5 points to 4. Decent ball over here towards Timmy McCarthy. Hasn't been involved so much in the opening 16 minutes. A little hand pass ahead is too far almost for Niall McCarthy, but somehow it's still in play. And Michael Cavan is able to go back and pick it up there for Kilkenny. Supported here by James Wilder, right half back, running into heavy play once again, and the referee saw a clash. It looked a 50-50 situation, but the referee Barry Kelly signals that it's going to be a free out to Kilkenny. So the man who will take this free from just outside his own 45 metres line is Cha Fitzpatrick, still under 21. He'll be playing in the under 21 final next Sunday here in Croke Park against Tipperary. Lobbing it ahead here towards Eddie Brennan, who hasn't such a good record in finals against Cork. Martin Comerford has, and Martin Comerford fires it over the bar. Great score by Comerford, power-packed play. Under 10 minutes to go to half-time. Tight first half. That puck out lands towards Joe Dean. Looking around for a support player, it's Jerry O'Connor coming through to try and tie it up at 6 apiece. Jerry O'Connor's first, all from the puck out. And the teams are level for the 4th time in this All-Ireland hurling final at Croke Park. Dean involved, looking for Jerry O'Connor. There's always a runner coming through from midfield. It's either Kenny or O'Connor. 6-all. Puck out again, aimed towards Martin Comerford, not for the first time. Breaks instead towards Richie Power. John Gardner keeping it away from Aidan Fogarty, holding his footing, striking it down, but only as far as Henry Shefflin looks up, straight at the target. It's on target, it's over, and Kilkenny leads 7-6. Henry Shefflin's got a 5th. 2 of them coming from play. Wonderful contribution as always by Henry Shefflin, but it was that slack clearance by John Gardner under no particular pressure, straight to Shefflin, and he said thank you very much indeed. Away to Tom Kenny, looking for reinforcements. It's John Gardner, the entire half-back line involved in the attack. Didn't produce a score at the other end, however, and that is just Cork's first wide of this first half, and it comes after 28.5 minutes of play. McGarry looking for Comerford again. This time he switches across to right half forward. He gets there ahead of Sean O'Halpine, drops it in dangerously. Brennan's in there, bounces away from O'Sullivan, bounces around to Fogarty. He's going to go! Aidan Fogarty gets his second goal in this championship, and he does so in the 29th minute. Kilkenny fans overjoyed by that. Is that to be the vital breakthrough in this game?
Jerry, you'd expect Dermot O'Sullivan, his physical strength ahead of Eddie Brennan, you'd expect him to easily win that ball, but bounced around the square. And Fogarty, could he be the man today? That's the difference, an unsung player coming into the match.
Jerry O'Connor getting away easily from Cha Fitzpatrick. Cha struggling to get after him. There's a partial block by Tommy Welch, who was brave and courageous, but it still gets to Brian Corcoran. Out in the angle, Noel Hickey's out there as well, looking to release it here as far as Ben O'Connor. Ben, who switched out to left half back, having started at right corner forward from outside the 45-metre line. That carries, it's all the way and it's over the bar. It's a 2-point game, and Ben O'Connor has got a second for Cork. 1-7 to 8 points. Well, that's come within a minute and a half of the end of the opening 35. There'll be 2 minutes of stoppage time to be played, but Kilkenny 1-7, Cork 8 points. Again, the pressure is on, and again it's Kilkenny who are winning these puckouts. Richie Power this time. Forward here towards Eddie Brennan, checking his stride. Back it comes to Henry Shefflin. Misdirects it this time, mishit it. Easy for Dermot O'Sullivan. Hoop there by Aidan Fogarty, stopped in his tracks. Gets it back safely to Brian Murphy. Not a good clearance, it's a very bad clearance. And that's Derek Ling, and that's over the bar. And Cork really look all over the place at the back. They are very unsettled. The Kilkenny tactics of being in their face this afternoon is having a very, very uneasy effect on the 6 players in defence. And there's Derek Ling in to benefit and put it over the bar. Straight to Ben O'Connor, 2 men on him. Again, it's Jackie Turrell who's required. Comes out towards Ben O'Connor again. Held now by Jerry O'Connor. Inside towards Timmy McCarthy. Hasn't scored so far. Niall McCarthy had. Running into a couple of Kilkenny players. James Ryle completing the clearance. Out only as far as John Gardner. Gardner head down. Typical Gardner. Going for it and putting it over the bar. John Gardner's first. And the lead is down to 2 points. And we're 3 minutes into the second half. And there's got to be a change. Neil Ronan is going to come off, and Kieran Murphy, I think, yes, the man with the blue helmet, is going to come on. So a chance for him to come into the team now for his 16th championship appearance. Aidan Fogarty, who is starring in this contest. That's a big one, and that's over the bar. It looks like it's one of those days for Aidan Fogarty. A goal and 2 points. And now a goal between them again. 3 shots at the target for Fogarty, the Emeralds player from Urlingford. 3 scores. Kenny takes it, rolls it up there confidently, gets away from Derek Ling. Out it comes here to the flying Jerry O'Connor. He's got 1 point so far, and he's dispossessed by Ryle. Brilliant little tip away by James Ryle from Greg Ballycallan. Well, that's the kind of intervention that's almost worth a score, because Jerry O'Connor was ready to strike this. In came Ryle. That is brilliant defending. Pat Mulcahy makes his way off. The Cork captain is replaced by Wayne Sherlock. But a long, long way to go in this match. We're in the 13th minute of the second half, and this is Cha Fitzpatrick looking to keep the little gap between the teams, and Cha Fitzpatrick scores his first point coming out of midfield very decisively, and it's 1-10 to 10 points. There's that little gap the whole time. Whenever Cork get a point back, there's always somebody to step up for Kilkenny. Jerry O'Connor trying to step forward here, stopped again. That midfield area congested by Kilkenny players very successfully. Willie O'Dwyer again here, leaving it behind. Cha Fitzpatrick surrounded by Cork players. Back it comes once again to a Kilkenny man. Richie Power, the final piece of the jigsaw, having a go from distance and putting it over the bar. It's a very confident strike indeed by Kilkenny's Richie Power. First of the day, and he's opened up a 4-point gap in this match. Good support play, good confident strike from a huge distance out. Timmy McCarthy is now being replaced on the Cork team, and coming in the hero for Cork in the semi-final victory over Waterford, the man with the gold helmet, Cathal Naughton. So not a good day for Timmy McCarthy and for many of the Cork players so far, trailing by 4 points. I make it about 11.5 minutes still to play. The puck out as far as Niall McCarthy. It's going to take something special by the Rebels to win this one and win the 3 in a row. That may be the start by Ben O'Connor. That's his third. 3 from 3 for Ben, 1-12 for Kilkenny, 12 points for Cork. Derek Ling, busy as always in midfield. Huge one down to Henry Shefflin, who's drifted into full forward to put pressure on. Here's Eddie Brennan. Is this his moment? A little chip by Eddie Brennan. That's over the bar. He's waited patiently a long time. He's had a good season up to this game here. And Eddie Brennan knocks it over the bar in the 61st minute to stretch Kilkenny's lead. They're ahead by 4 points. Sean O'Halpine. They have 9 minutes left to try and retain their title. Kilkenny to deny them. That's superb play at the back. Wonderful, strong, bustling play. Commanding work back there by Noel Hickey. Into the mix once again it comes. Cork put under pressure, not for the first time. Aidan Fogarty striking. Aidan Fogarty has put this one over the bar. It's a dream match for Fogarty. A goal and 3 points. Well, Michael Duignan was mentioning days when players who are lesser stars, lesser heroes, suddenly become the man of the moment. Fogarty is that player. Well, Cian O'Connor's coming on. His family steeped in the GAA. His father, Michael, from Glanmire, will be very proud to see his son come on. He replaces Kieran Murphy, another Glanmire player from SARS. Kieran Murphy from Erin's Own, or Cian O'Connor rather from Erin's Own, but in the Glanmire area. Out it comes here to Henry Shefflin. Shefflin hitting it, and Shefflin putting it over. It's that kind of day. Very little going wrong for Kilkenny. There might have been doubts in the minds of the fans that they hadn't quite done enough at the end of the opening 35 minutes. Now they are turning it on. Up as far as Ben O'Connor. Inside towards Cian O'Connor, normally a half-back or cornerback. Played it left half forward at the start of the championship. Fed in here towards another club mate of his, Brian Corcoran. Corcoran looking for an outlet. It's Niall McCarthy. Kilkenny forcing him wide. 2 men after him. Still he slips them. McCarthy looking to set up a goal for Cork. Ben O'Connor, he's got it! It's not over yet. It's a 3-point game with 4 minutes left. Can Cork do it yet? In spite of everything. 67 minutes are gone on the clock. Niall McCarthy in for Ben O'Connor from the tightest of angles. He beats McGarry. It's a 3-point game. Kilkenny 116, Cork 113. It continues. Ben can't take it. Joe Dean, McCarthy, they're getting in one another's way. Back there as well, John Tennyson trying to roll it up onto the stick. The substitute, Richie Mullally. Richie's first contributions is coming on seconds ago to get it out. We're in the 70th minute. We'll be looking to see how much stoppage time's going to be added on. John Gardner going for it. It's going left. It's gone wide. The margin is still 3 points in this, the 118th All-Ireland Hurling Final. 2 minutes of stoppage time and we're into it now. Kilkenny, can they maintain their advantage? Can Cork get down the other end and score? A goal to tie it up. That's a chop down. That's got to be a free to Cork. Oh, it's dramatic. Every bit as dramatic as any of the recent matches between Cork and Kilkenny. And it hots up quite considerably down there in front of the Canal End goal. James Ryle and Niall McCarthy were just getting to know you particularly well. I can tell you Donal O'Cusac's come out to left half back to take it. That's a yellow card and it's for Niall McCarthy. 4 yellow cards for Cork players. 30 seconds to go. Now remember what happened last week on the controversy about the extra time in that. That's floated in dangerously to the square, went off Ryle's stick, comes out here, rolled up by Cian O'Connor, trying to get it inside there. Conor Cusac's there as well. They get the ball and the referee blows his whistle, but it's not the end by any means. It's gone out over the end line. Kilkenny will have the puck out. Theirs will be the possession. Brian Cody's team regained the lead in the 15th minute of this match. They have held it since. We're in the 73rd minute. That lady, those fans are ready to cheer. James McGarry. Kilkenny, are they set to be the new champions? Cork will battle, still trying to get the ball back. Jerry O'Connor, they need to get a goal chance, they need to get the ball. O'Halpine wallops it forward. Dean in pursuit, so too Brian Corcoran. Corcoran with Noel Hickey. It won't roll up, it comes for Tennyson. We're into the 3rd minute of stoppage time. All eyes on the referee, it's all over! And Kilkenny are the All-Ireland hurling champions for 2006. The Rebel treble has been foiled by a magnificent Kilkenny performance, and Brian Cody has led Kilkenny to the top of the pile. They won the league, they won the Leinster Championship easily, and now, after a mighty battle against Cork, they have won the All-Ireland and they are champions for the 29th time. It was a wonderful, outstanding performance by Kilkenny. Cork, to their credit, battled the whole way. Diarmuid O'Sullivan had some troubles at the back, but then Cork were put on the back foot so often by the wonderful Kilkenny performance. Cork players absolutely crestfallen, dismayed, but it's Brian Cody's day, it's his team's day, it's James McGarry and the selectors there, Martin Fogarty and Michael Dempsey back. Only 3 points in it at the end. The full-time score at Croke Park: Kilkenny 1 goal and 16 points, Cork 1 goal and 13. What a day to be a cat.
It's a great honour for me to stand on the steps of Hogan Stand and accept the Liam McCarthy on behalf of the Kilkenny team and bring Liam McCarthy back home to the Marble City for the 29th time. We'll see you all home in Kilkenny tomorrow night to bring Liam McCarthy home.
A subsequent All-Ireland Under-21 title proved that the Kilkenny production line is still rolling, and they will be the team to beat in 2007. But already challenges are being set. Cork will have new management to succeed John Allen, who stepped down after 2 years. And, intriguingly in the West, charismatic former Clare manager Ger Loughnane has emerged from the ranks of punditry to manage the untapped potential of Galway. So already the stage is set for next year's championship. The drama has yet to be written, but one thing is certain, that hurling will continue to enthrall hundreds of thousands as this most ancient and historic of games continues to thrive in the modern world.
And Kilkenny are the All-Ireland hurling champions for 2006.